How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Weeb Lounge. I am Nick, and this is a reroll slash tier list for the JP servers of Princess Connect Redive. This one's going to be a little unique and a lot different from the global version, so here we go. Now, my very first choice is going to be a little kind of different than what you might expect. There's going to probably be a few people that are going to be like, what are you thinking? That sounds kind of stupid for it to be your first pick. Top tier. Well, if you're just starting the game, there's no equivalent. She comes in handy. She helps you progress through things much quicker, much easier. That's Princess Picolin. Princess Picolin is not rated like the best character in the world, but when it comes to, if you're just starting the game and you're progressing through the storyline, you're doing early tiers in the arena, you're early on low level even in clan battles, she is indispensable. And this is from experience. This is how I started the JP version. It's pretty much right around when Princess Picolin first came out. And I got her, and I just blasted through everything. Some of the side quests, all this other stuff, it was ridiculous. So Princess Picolin Princess Edition, don't confuse her with the regular 1-star that you get. This is a 3-star Princess Fest gacha character. And I probably should mention that. If you're just starting the game, you're going to have a special gacha that lasts about 3 days. Your goal is to push as far as you can to get as many pulls as you can out of that Princess Fest gacha before it runs out. Because on the JP servers right now, it's only 200 pulls to spark a character of your choice. Used to be 300, now it's 200. And also, the Princess Fest, the normal pull rate used to be 2.5. They raised it up to 3%. Princess Fest doubles it, so it's 6% for a 3-star. So chances are, you're going to get a ton of characters pulling in that 3-day gacha. Push as hard as you can. Extremely fast, extremely hard. One thing you do not want to miss are the little side quests here. They're not in global, they're in JP right now, and look at all this. These are basically relaunch events that are just kind of there now, right? And there's a stupid amount of jewels to get in these, and even if you're just starting the game, you can get in here and get a bunch of it. Chances are, let's put it this way, you're probably going to be able to spark a character 3 times if needed. Okay, you're going to get a stupid amount of jewels, that's all there is to it. So number 1, I say 1A, Princess Picolin, because she's a tank, she does good damage, she heals herself, she's going to be useful. I mean, you could technically use her like all the way up to chapter 40 and beyond. Most of the hard modes. I mean, she's going to help you. In combination with 1B, or kind of my overall number 1 pick, Princess Coco. Princess Coco is freaking awesome. Okay, she has a really good AoE heal. She has a whole bunch of buffs, speed buffs, attack buffs. At least she's got the buffs, she's got the heals, and she works in any group. It doesn't matter if it's physical damage or magic damage. Boom, Princess Coco. There's no one that equates to her. Literally just about any strategy, any fight that you ever could possibly ever need or want to do, she's there. That's all there is to it. That's how good she is. She is crazy freaking good. So if you get her, combine her with Princess Coco, Princess Picolin, Princess Coco, Princess Picolin, them two, you combine them, throw together a proper team with whatever the heck it is you got left, and you're going to start progressing. Real easy, real quick, real fast. Best 2 characters to get to starting off. Now, if you've been in for a little bit, you've already done a few things or whatever, you can take Princess Picolin and kind of put her almost on the bottom of the list, okay, for the Princess Fest character. Still good, but if you're just starting, she just comes in handy. She's one of the handiest characters there is. Next character up, Neneka. Oh my god. Okay, Neneka is the queen of all magic damage, everything in general, okay? She's got an AoE buff that it's like tick damage, quickness, magic attack, TP. It's all the things, and she makes a duplicate of herself. She makes a duplicate of herself, puts it out. It does all the same damage attacks that Neneka does. So you got the Neneka and the Neneka doing Neneka stuff. It's a lot of Neneka, and you can't go wrong with more Neneka. Period. She is an absolute necessity. Like, if you have to pull any characters from the Princess Fest gacha, Princess Coco and Neneka are the two absolute necessities. Another one that I kind of consider a necessity is Labby. La Barista, if I can find her right there. La Barista is a physical damage buffer. She increases crit chance, crit rate, crit this, that, the other, a whole bunch of stuff, and she'll do like some wicked AoE damage every once in a while. Okay, it's not something you can rely on necessarily, but she can hurt. The buffs that she puts out for physical DPS characters are ridiculous. And you combine her with any physical group. Princess Picolin, Princess Coco, throw Labby in there, 2 more physical DPS, you got yourself a party. You got yourself one heck of a good party. So keep that in mind. Labby is definitely up on the list. And another character you throw in with Labby would be Princess Yori. Princess Yori, single target damage, but she has defense, a scaling defense down mechanic. So that group I just described, if you put Princess Yori in there, well, okay, you got yourself a proper tank, proper heals, physical DPS support. Now you have physical damage with defense down. Well, you just fill it in with our physical defense, and you got the debuffs you need, you got the buffs you need, you got the tank you need, you got the heals you need, you got everything you need. You're good. Tweak it a little bit here and there, but you're more or less good. After that is Muimi. Now, Muimi could be the last filler. She could be the best damn thing that you ever get. Muimi is pure stupidity when it comes to physical damage. Now, she has a little bit of a unique union burst of how it goes off. She uses the universe, out comes a sword, little splash damage, single target, and then all her skills change to where she has a single target that hits a ridiculous. It hits stupid hard. Stupid hard. She jumps up, does a spin, big old great sword, slams down your head, you're dead. Okay, she hurts. And then her other attack becomes just a large swipe. It'll hit like the whole front row, sometimes the mid row, with just like a really hard hit. And she just keeps doing it until her technique point gradually runs out. And if you got the proper group, her technique point gauge is going to constantly keep charging. So it won't be indefinite, but you can keep that sword out for a long time and do a ridiculous amount of damage. So in the example I just gave, if you do Princess Yori, Princess Peko, Princess Coco, Labby, and Muimi, that's a powerhouse group. Okay, that's a real powerhouse group. It's just, you can clear probably just about anything with that. Okay, the only bad thing about Muimi though, she's a real glass cannon. Okay, and she has a little ability that does a pushback or whatever, and she likes to kind of walk forward, and sometimes she walks in front of the tank. Isn't good because she's not a tank. So you have to keep that in mind. That's why she's a little bit lower on the list. And Muimi's actually probably my absolute favorite character in this whole game. Just because of she's just a ridiculous DPS beast. And redhead. There's a thing there, whatever. Alright, next up on the list is Christina. If I can find her, there we go. Christina she's lower on the list or whatever because she doesn't do like heavy super spike damage, right? She, with her special equipment, can do her union burst really quick, like right out of the gate, damn near. But the thing is, it's not super crazy damage, but she has a physical defense down mechanic that is really useful. So if you don't have like Princess Yori, or you can combine the two or whatever, get some physical defense down, she's there, she works, she does a good job, she's good DPS overall. In the arena, especially, well, early arena, she can be a pretty good beast. Meta later on, not so much. But overall, good damage, got that physical defense down, so it's all good. Next up would be Princess Carol. And Princess Carol might be relatively hard for me to find, but I probably just went right past her, didn't I? Oh, there she is. Now, Princess Carol is a good single target magic damage character with a magic defense down mechanic. And it just like Princess Yori, it scales based on damage. Now, I've got her lower on the list just because you don't find yourself using her quite as often. She is useful. She is in the mix. You pair her with Neneka, you're going to be just fine when it comes to magic damage and such, but she's lower on the list because there are other meta groups when you get much further on in many other characters where Princess Carol kind of, she doesn't get pushed off to the side. She's still viable, but you can split your options if you follow what I'm trying to get at. She's good, but she's not like game-breakingly good. Unlike New Year's Carol. If you happen to get New Year's Carol, there's your game breaker right there. Now, the last one I'm going to mention, and if you notice, these are all Princess Fest characters because that's what I'm focusing on. Chances of you getting all these other characters that would normally be in like a tier list is like, it's like, okay, this character be here, this character be here, New Year's Carol #1 or whatever. Well, the chances of you getting any of those characters is going to be ridiculously low and random if you're trying to go for specific stuff. If you want to go for the super specifics, that's fine, but you might be re-rolling for a week or more. Okay, it's going to take an awful, ridiculously long time for you to pull that off. But the Princess Fest characters you're going to be able to get, and there's a good chance you can get all of them. So the tier list might even be irrelevant. You might be able to get a whole bunch of goodies there. But let's go ahead and find Princess Yui for the last one here. Ooh. Now, why is she last on the list? Ooh, I can equip a little donut. Yay, donut. Okay, mine got better. Why is she bottom of the barrel on my list? Well, here's the thing. She comes in handy in the arena because she's an AoE magic damage caster, full field. She'll hit the entire field. She can hurt. But the thing is, in the arena, she charges up, she launches off, she does her thing. That's what she's there for. PvE, not so much. Because she's not going to scale up to that crazy high damage. If you're going against like big boss fights, clan battle, stuff like that, where you're a lot of single target, you're not going to find use of her once in a while. And you'll see some good use for her in Lunar Tower every once in a while when you need some AoE damage. She'll definitely make an impact there, but otherwise, she's not going to terribly help you out in other kind of progressive type things where it's really challenging. Now, if you want to slap her into a group where you're just progressing through the normal storyline, yeah, she'll be just fine. Throw her in there at Neneka, whatever other group that you can make out for the Princess Fest characters. She'll be just fine. She's a good character. Don't need to ignore her. But yeah, she's bottom of the barrel on the list just because her specific end game use is generally arena, and that's pretty much it. So that's why I got her tucked down a little bit. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, and yeah, I was sitting here thinking, okay, well, you got all the Princess Fest characters. Who do I include for the other ones? And it really, really quickly dawned on me. It's like, you guys are not going to get your choice, really, of all the other base characters. Just because there's so many of them now, and to get specific ones is just going to be basically a Hail Mary. So stick to the Princess Fest characters. Focus on getting them. If you can get the whole selection of them, get the entire selection of them, and heck, you might want to keep rolling because it's a 6% drop. 6% is really, really good, even if chances are you're going to get a Princess Fest character. So you're going to be able to, on JP, you're going to be able to spark at least twice, probably 3 times, without all that super much effort. So you get in, you push as far as you can, you spark 3 times. By then, chances are you got all the Princess Fest characters, and you don't even have to worry about their rank. Just make a list, check them off when you get them, and whatever, and then save the rest of your jewels for some new character that pops in. We'll see you in the next video.